Friends, in 1940 the world was engulfed in devastation. The Great Second World War was raging fiercely, yet in the shadows of that chaos, two individuals in America pitched an idea that would etch itself into the annals of history as the legendary cartoon, Tom and Jerry. Tom and Jerry were created by William Hanna and Joseph Barbera. The core idea belonged to Joseph Barbera, who envisioned crafting a cartoon around the eternal battle between a cat and a mouse. He would weave the stories while William meticulously handled the timing and animation of these mysterious confrontations. In 1940, they presented this concept to the MGM production company. At that time, the cat was named Jasper instead of Tom, and the mouse was called Jinx. They created a single shot that captivated audiences deeply. By 1941, they decided to give the cat and mouse new names, and thus the enigmatic titles Tom and Jerry emerged from the darkness. This too carries a fascinating tale. A contest was organized where people could suggest names for the cat and mouse, with the winner receiving a prize of $50. In that contest, a man named John Carr suggested the name Tom for the cat and Jerry for the mouse. Tom and Jerry was actually a popular beverage that people in America used to drink during Christmas time. The cartoon was named after this very beverage. In truth, back in 1821, a book titled Life in London was published, featuring two characters, Corinthian Tom and Jerry Hawthorne, two men who were constantly at war with each other. From there, the English phrase Tom and Jerry became widely known, referring to those who were always fighting. Later, the beverage appeared with the same name, and it was upon this mysterious foundation that the Tom and Jerry cartoon was built. A cat and a mouse forever locked in battle. But friends, as this cartoon spread its influence into every corner of the world, certain dark controversies began to cling to its shadow like unseen forces. One such character was Mammy Two Shoes, the maid in the house where Tom and Jerry lived. Whenever she spoke, her accent mirrored that of black people in an old-fashioned manner. You can find an old-fashioned house that needs an old-fashioned touch, laughter echoed. Yet within this character were shown negative traits that were often associated with black women in that era. Because of this, heavy criticism began to fall upon Tom and Jerry. With many labeling the series as racist, the backlash grew so intense that later some episodes had to be edited, and this character was replaced entirely. Another controversy is linked to a 1956 episode where Tom and Jerry are shown in deep depression, standing before a train track, waiting to end their lives. In this episode, Tom falls deeply in love with a female cat. He does everything possible for her, but she marries a wealthy tomcat, leaving Tom lost in darkness. Jerry becomes Tom's friend in this tale, offering him consolation. Yet soon, the mouse Jerry also faces heartbreak as the female mouse he wished to marry chooses another. The ending of this episode reveals a disturbingly dark scene that should never have appeared in a cartoon. Tom and Jerry sit together on the railway tracks, silently awaiting the approaching train. After this episode aired, many believed it was the final chapter of Tom and Jerry, as both seemed to have met their end. But it was not so. This dark episode was later banned multiple times. Friends, many episodes of Tom and Jerry were also banned for showing cigarettes because in some segments, the cat and mouse were depicted smoking. Children watched these cartoons, and therefore all smoking scenes were eventually removed from the entire series. Friends, there is yet another intriguing fact about Tom and Jerry. Animation was extremely expensive in those days, just as it remains today, but resources were far more limited back then. To reduce costs in 1960, Tom and Jerry production was shifted to a small studio in Prague. In the European country of Czechoslovakia, American directors and writers crafted the storylines, while animators in Prague brought the visuals to life. The Czech animators worked with great dedication, but they lacked sufficient resources, causing the animation quality to decline noticeably. Nevertheless, this cartoon, created 86 years ago, continues to mesmerize audiences even today. It became so iconic that for a long time, the very word cartoon meant Tom and Jerry in the minds of millions. Which were your favorite childhood cartoons? Tell me in the comments.